At Flower and Santa Ana Boulevards, and what's going on right now is just police have drawn the line right here, and you can see, as far as I can see back, there's a big tree up there. That's how far this crowd stretches. There are thousands of people here in Santa Ana, and the front line right here, the people in the front line, for the most part, are really making life difficult for the police officers right in front of them, just chastising them, berating them, as non-stop barrage of comments like that. But well behaved. There's nothing really gone here. This is a very young crowd. I was in Los Angeles last night downtown. I was in Huntington Beach, as you guys mentioned earlier. I was there earlier today. This is by far the youngest crowd I've seen, and young people are the ones who get changes made. That's good. But anyhow, it's a very loud crowd, very young crowd, and very diverse crowd. They would love to see some changes made, but people are taunting the cops right here along the front line, and then it goes way back there. Now, Susie, you mentioned a little while ago, too, that the Santa Ana curfew is set for 10 p.m. I was talking to Todd Spitzer just a few minutes ago. He is the district attorney for this county, Orange County, and he and I were chatting about it, wondering if maybe that is a little bit too late, but he does not make the call. That's not his call. But he and I were talking about a 10 p.m. curfew, and a big crowd like this, we'll see what happens. But instead of maybe an 8 p.m. curfew that we're seeing for other places, or earlier, as we know for Los Angeles. And now the crowd is starting to move. The protesters, in fact, I think they're going to be starting to go around the blocks again. That's what they were doing earlier, and just kind of marching around downtown Santa Ana. And I was told by a few people here that this is a very young demographic. This part of Santa Ana tends to skew very young, so that's a good reason why a lot of people that are here are younger. This is mostly an under 30 crowd, which is something I haven't seen predominantly in the other spots that I've been covering over the last 48 hours. But this is a very loud crowd, and they are not letting up. You can hear them, I believe now, chanting in the direction of the police officers, the ones that are here. But again, I'd say about 80% are now leaving and heading up Santa Ana Boulevard, closer to the downtown area, and possibly just going to march around. What's been interesting, other than police here, I really haven't seen police in other parts we've been. We've been all over about a 5-block area, and when they were marching, it was great. It was marchers only on the streets. As soon as they'd leave, we would have cars going down the streets, very loud, and those people were like a parade of demonstrators. They had signs, and they were yelling and screaming outside, and it was like a parade took over from the marchers, but very effective in both ways. But there are boards up on most businesses we've seen in Santa Ana, very concerned about what could happen tonight, and very few businesses have just windows. We saw one jewelry store that had their windows, but they made it clear that they support Black Lives Matter. It was all over those windows, and what you could see through the windows was no jewelry. So it was kind of like advertising, we're with you, and please don't bother us because you're not going to be getting anything. And so far, at least, that jewelry store had been left alone. But a very vociferous crowd here, and but well behaved. I got to tell you, the people we run into, very well behaved and very polite. Reporting live from Santa Ana, Greg Mills, KCAL 9 News. Back to you.
And Greg, thank you so much for that report. Greg is along Flower and Santa Ana there, but last night, it was quite a different scene along McFadden in Santa Ana. An unlawful assembly was declared last night at about 9 o'clock in that city when some protesters started throwing bottles and fireworks and various objects at police officers. So the Santa Ana Police Department, obviously, they don't want a repeat of what happened last night, so they're setting their curfew for 10 o'clock. But as Greg was mentioning, he was speaking with the OC District Attorney, Todd Spitzer, and he was wondering, the two of them were wondering if that might be early enough. But so far, as far as we can see in the city of Santa Ana, in Orange County, things have remained peaceful, and hopefully things stay that way.
2.5 hours before that curfew, and they have been peaceful, so let's keep our fingers crossed there. Let's go down